Hey, South Asia Valorant players, I'm Sean Garris.
It's Kusta.
And Michael from Genji Valorant here with some really exciting news.
We have teamed up with LG Ultragear and the Esports Club for Season 2 of the Gauntlet.
The winner of Tec Gauntlet Season 2 will receive an exclusive one-on-one mentoring session with our Valorant team to help identify areas of improvement in their game to prepare for a higher level of gameplay.
In addition to that, we're going to be reacting to some of the top plays throughout this competition. Guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so make sure you don't miss out on this. Good luck to everyone competing from everyone here at Genji Valorant.
Hey guys, welcome to LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We are still in the playoffs and we are very, very close to the finals. Some of the teams, their journeys have already ended. Some teams will face now even stronger opponents, and the fight for the throne becomes even more competitive. Universe, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty great. It's been a hell of a journey so far, and now we go to the lower brackets. We already saw a match happen in the afternoon, and now we have got another banger of a game, Enigma versus Reckoning, a match that I think a lot of people, will be looking forward to. The thing about this match, though, is, Reckoning have come up to a certain level, right? They've come up so far ahead compared to what we've seen them before, because they didn't even make it past the qualifiers last season, right? It was RG Academy who beat them out in the last stages in the qualifiers that they were playing. And now Reckoning, they've shown their true selves with a little bit of a revamp in the roster. Bondef, Juve, and all of these players joining in. And Enigma have sort of taken a dip with the, absence of Badman. So it's really interesting, but not to forget, Enigma did beat Global Esports, so I have no idea what's going to happen.
Exactly, like their manager stepping in. I thought it would make them weaker, but then I was very, very pleasantly surprised. Like when they were able to beat Global Esports, I thought either Enigma have been hiding something all this time, or maybe Global Esports aren't playing well, or maybe just high on life. We've been sleeping on this guy for such a long time because he did end up stepping up to some extent. Either way, I don't know what's gonna happen when they face Reckoning. Both these teams are on the rise, and one of them will complete their journey. One of them they'll probably end up getting disappointed. Either way, when we do talk about both these teams, let's take a look at their lineups as well now. Of course, there have been massive lineup changes for both these teams. So it really isn't possible to go ahead and predict what's going to happen when these two teams fight each other, but at least we can talk about the players and then maybe theory craft on the back of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team reckoning, first of all, that have got potential in terms of what you would say a team that works as a unit together. Everybody on this team, they have individual potential, but they are stronger when they play together. We've seen the combination of Tristan, Juven, that they play the Sentinel and the Initiator. They play together sometimes. And, I've seen these guys completely, bust up open sites when they need their team to rush in with the information that they gather from them. Or it's Triss trying to hold on to the backstab. And, it's just, it's beautiful. And not to forget, we got Bondef. He has stepped up a notch individually quite a bit, to be honest. He was on the MVP standings as well for quite a number of weeks, playing as the Raze main, playing as the Phoenix main, playing as the Reyna. He pretty much has almost every single skill set under his bag, I think, except for the one agent that is Jet, which JN fulfills. But this team has such a massive team play value that it kind of overshines most other teams, and they sort of have their way. They're they're at like the footing at the doorstep. They're knocking on the door of tier 1 Valorant teams in the region, and they are at the cusp, at the very top of tier 2. And it's just about how they perform here. They've made it so far. They're in the lower brackets, but that doesn't mean that they're still out of this. This is their survival chance. And beating the Enigma is the only way that they get to prove to everybody that Reckoning has what it takes to compete with the likes of Global and Velocity.
Okay, but you did mention that they are knocking on the doors of tier 1 Valorant. How likely are their knocks to be answered? Do you think this door will open for them, or will it shut flat in their face?
I think that given the stature of this team, we've seen them perform only here, right? They have come up recently with the changes that they've had, with the number of different things that they have put into their play style. Reckoning Esports, it might take them a while, I believe, but they definitely have made good strides. It's like they were 100 steps away at one point, but I think that has been shut down to about 10, I believe. I think it's just about being a little bit more intricate about the way you play, about the way you approach certain matches, which have high stake values, which have players on the other side, which could potentially damage you, if you don't face them as a team, which is something they are doing. We always see these guys stick together. It's always a 2-2, they play together, or it's a 3-2. They always stick together, and that's what we love about this team. They're the underdogs of sorts. But if you look at them, they're also a powerhouse. So, they're right around that. They're just jiggling between these two places of underdogs and powerhouses. And they can potentially be a tier 1 team given the amount of time that they get.
Okay, fair enough. But tell me something. Which player do you think we should be keeping our eyes on the most?
I think that's what we're going to see in the player spotlight. And from the side of Reckoning, I think I would want to say it should be Okay, it's going to be JN. It's going to be the other duelist on this side of Reckoning. JN has been the most clinical Jet player, I think, among all the Jets that we have seen over here. He's so precise. Sometimes he gets a little too aggressive and, he misses his ambitious shots, but that's okay. He makes up for it, and his stats, well, they translate the same. 336 kills, 301 deaths, an ACS of 215. He's right among the top people. He could make his way to the MVP standings if, a couple of more kills would have come his way, but I think SK Rossi, Raw Fuel, and Knight Rider are a little too far apart, and even Paradox. Those, that's the thing. All 4 of the top 4 in the MVP standings are Jets.
Well, that does go to show a lot about the meta of this day and age. All the Jet mains in the top 4 of the tournament. I mean, they try to nerf the Jet so hard. So hard. This poor lady, this Korean cutie, she's faced so many nerfs. Like, first you increase the ultimate point cost, then you reduce the number of smokes she can carry, increase the prices of all the utility, but still, there's no way you can stop a good Jet main. And do you think it's because they have the Jet in their hands? Do you think they can pull this off if they have another character?
I think that Bond F is going to be that other character, right? He is a Raze.
Okay.
He's a supporting duelist, and he's the one who helps out JN when on the other side because they always split up the duelist. That's how Reckoning play. They if it's a certain round where they need to push in aggressively, then they have both JN and Bondev play together, basing on what agents they have selected. JN mostly with the Jet. In, he dashes in, gets the smoke down, and Bondev, he supports with his grenade if he's playing the Raze. He supports with the flash if he's got the Reyna if they're playing together. Or else, most of the time, they're split apart so that they can have equal amounts of damage of the duelists on either side. Excluding the fact of Haven, if because it's 3 sites. But yeah, I don't know if we're gonna see Haven today or not, because I believe we should be seeing a bind. I know that Reckoning would love to play on bind, and so would Enigma. Actually, Enigma had a really good time on bind, and yeah, it's gonna be really important for Reckoning to at least pull out the first map, whatever it is. Reckoning, if they pull out map number 1, they can at least give Enigma a fight, because it looks like this, manager stepping in position for Enigma hasn't really affected them that much. They're still as strong with the rest of the 4 players in the lineup.
All right, speaking of Enigma, let's take a look at their lineup. It's gone through plenty of changes, and this thing should help us get a little bit of pinpoint accuracy on what their lineup is like. So, minus Badman, High on Life has stepped up. We have Hiccup, we have Ezzy. The screen will still show Badman, but keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this IGL is no longer in the lineup. Rafuel and Godvexy still very impactful players for their team, but the new manager, High on Life, now he stepped up into the team. And sometimes he plays the Killjoy, sometimes he picks up no repercussions character, like let's say a duelist. We did see him play Jet once. Didn't end too well, but yeah, maybe if you give him the role properly, if you make him fit into the team nicely, then I think Enigma Gaming can still stand a chance. Either way, all these members, the big guns, they're still present over here. Batman used to be the IGL/lurker of the team. I don't know how effectively High on Life can fulfill the lurker role, but then he can fit into the team, he can contribute, he can make an impact every now and then. But yeah, how does he do that exactly? That's not been fixed. I mean, he keeps on fulfilling multiple roles. He keeps on wearing a lot of hats and trying to fit into everyone else's shoes. But then at this point, there's no specific role for him, which is good and bad, right? I mean, to some extent, you don't have a fixed role for your manager or your 5th player, but then at the same time, you're being versatile, and he's open to, feedback. He's open to trying out new stuff. As long as your
Yeah.
team is comfortable around you, it's all fine, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, with the lurking role, I think that we've seen God Vexy. He certainly has shifted up his play style. He's become he played the Reyna, and he played it pretty well actually. Ezzy has also been really impressive. He played the Jet, and these guys, because of the disruption of their roster, they've gone out and tried something different, and actually has worked out for them. So they know what they can do now, apart from what they are usually playing. SD with the controller role has been amazing. We know that he's among the best controllers in the region, but he's not a bad Jet. I think he got about 28 or 29 kills in one of the matches against Global Esports, I believe. Yeah, and he was pretty damn influential for his team. But let's see who exactly is influential. We've got the player spotlight coming up from the side of Enigma. And yeah, it is SC, just like I said. And it is going to be the controller slash Jet main, if I may add. He's been on a roll. He also has a pretty good stat line, as you can see. 205 ACS, still above that 350 kill mark, right amongst the top players in the country. Crips, what do you have to say about Ezzy?
Well, I like the fact that he's stepping out of his comfort zone. We've seen him play the controllers way too many times. The Astra happens to be his main. He can switch over to the Viper depending on the map. But then him picking up the Jet, yeah, that's new now. Godvexy picking up Reyna, even that's new. Godvexy usually is the initiator, right? He plays the Sky or the Sova. If all these players, they keep on switching up roles, they start getting out of their comfort zone, it's better for the team. It may or may not help them get the wins, but they will grow individually and as a team. And as long as you're becoming a better team, as long as you're better than who you were yesterday, I think that's progress. Now, even if that results in the loss of a map, it's okay in my books. As long as the overall goal and overall skill level of the team increases, it's all fine and dandy. But Ezzy, being the player that you need to look out for today, definitely has a big role to fulfill. I don't know if he's still going to be playing the controller or if he'll pick up something else, but I do believe that you need a controller, right? I mean, especially in a map like Bind, people have to choose between a double controller setup or maybe a double initiator setup. Sometimes they do them both minus the Sentinel, so really, it depends on what kind of a game style do you want to have today. So that's basically Ezzy and his responsibilities for the day.
Yeah, Ezzy has been a really important player for Enigma, and he will continue to be. And we're gonna see how exactly it all turns out today, because Enigma, this is their life on the line. It is Reckoning's life on the line in this tournament, and we're gonna see how exactly it is as we head into brackets now and see what exactly is the story right now. Upper bracket, we can see we've got Velocity versus Exo coming up tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And that is going to be a hell of a game, a rivalry that we've seen for quite a bit now. And in the lower brackets, first of all, tonight, Reckoning versus Enigma. And the winner of this is going to be played against Force 1, who beat Valor 2-0 today in a really convincing manner, that too, Crips.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game just a few hours ago, and I still can't get it out of my mind. Either way, Reckoning and Enigma, for one of these teams, this is the end of the line. This will be the end of their journey. The winner over here today will face Force One Esports, and the winner of that match will face the loser of Velocity versus XO. We are approaching the end of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Very soon, we will be at the cusp of greatness, and only one of these teams can venture forward. And it's surprising how both these teams have undergone recent lineup changes, but they still manage to make it to the top. They still manage to get inside the top four of the tournament, which, in my opinion, is great. But this is such a high stakes game. We need to take a look at the maps. We need to find out where these guys will be facing each other, what they'll be deciding to play on. And I think that will be the one thing that determines which one of these teams go ahead. You did mention that Enigma is very comfortable on Bind, and I'm pretty sure they'll do something to pick it up. But without further ado, let's jump into it.
Yeah, we will jump into it, pretty sure. Here it is. Bind, first of all. I mean, I really had no, surprises over there. I knew that Enigma Gaming were going to go for Bind, and Reckoning have gone for Ground Zero as we move into Ascent in the second map. So, an even Steven storyline over there. And we end with Split. And this is a weird map pull, if I may, because I thought that Haven would be in the works, but I think one of these two teams clearly has banned it. And I knew that Enigma were going to go for Bind. They've had a pretty great showing. They've beaten teams by a whole domination series over here on Bind. And, they doesn't matter that they've had the rosters change. It looks like they are, just as strong as they ever were. Ascent, though, could be a whole other story, Crips, because Reckoning, I feel that this is a map that they played to absolute textbook lines. They stick to the defaults. They play out as defensively as possible when they're on the defense. They don't peek unless it's really, really it's really necessary. The only information they play on is the Sova drone or the recon. They wait for the opponent to come to you, and that's how exactly they're gonna play it. And first, it is Enigma on defense on Ascent first, but I think that Reckoning's defense could prove to be a lot more dangerous than Enigma's on Ascent.
I mean, their defense is pretty good on Bind, we know that. On Ascent, on the other hand, I'm not really sure how it's going to pan out. So that's one place where I disagree with you. You see, in Bind, whenever Enigma is on the defensive side, they don't play like they're on defense. They like pushing up. They like taking
Yeah.
control of map areas whenever they get the opportunity. If you just happen to give up bathroom control, they will push it. If you're not present on a shot, they'll push it. No matter where you are, they will find a way to backstab you. Now, that's possible in Bind because of the layout of the map. On Ascent, it's not that possible. Ascent as a map itself is very difficult to backstab on per se. Sure, you can set up crossfires, you can set up bait and switch setups, but then, backstabbing, not the strong suit of Ascent. Nor does it happen in Split. Yeah, I mean, you can cut off rotations really easily in Split, which happens to be one of the things about this map. But then backstabbing, other than Bind, not possible everywhere. But let's see how these teams deal with these maps. All of them seem to be very puggish maps. None of them are super strat heavy like Haven or Icebox or Breeze, let's say. But then again, these three maps, while they are puggish, they allow for a decent bit of competition. And I think that this might just go all the way down to Split. This might be a three mapper.
Most certainly could be. I would have to believe so as well. And I mean, like you said, I have to agree. That Enigma love to push in, and there is a lot of dynamics to their play on both attack on and on defense, I believe. And the fact that, we've got High on Life playing in a support role for his team, because he cannot function like Batman does, and we know that. He plays that Brimstone role, which I saw him play previously on Bind when they played. And, he's there to support the team as good as he can. He plays even the Omen, and he's trying to support the team as much as he can. His role has shifted, and because his role has to be fit into that, the controller role, we've had Ezzy shift up, we've had God Vexy shift up, we've had everybody just move around, and that's the result of what we see Enigma right now. And Reckoning, they could have, that as a advantage on their side. For now, Global Esports haven't been able to take advantage of it. And I'm not quite sure if Reckoning are going to be able to, but given the side of things, on paper, this should be an advantage, right?
On paper, yes. Practically, you can't really say. Honestly, I don't know how to predict this game. One part of me says that Enigma have what it takes to win this game because they've been on a roll. They've just been able to beat Global Esports. So on paper, they should be able to win this game. But then on the other hand, Reckoning looks so solid. They look so disciplined. They look like a team with a plan. And honestly, that always works against a team without a plan. And Enigma, sometimes they do look like the kind of team who, just try to take things in a more freestyle manner. They don't walk into the game with a specific plan in mind. They walk in with an objective, but they don't have the means to achieve that objective right from the start of the round. They kind of just take things on the go and they wing it. Their mid-round decisions are better. That's what I feel. So these are two very contrasting playstyles, which can be the more determining factor when it comes down to choosing which teams will win. But if you ask me straight up, Trips, tell me which team do you think is going to win? I don't think I have an answer.
I think that's something that I have to agree with you as well. I have no answer about who's going to win this either. Enigma, they might have had a little bit of a substitute come in because of Batman leaving, but still that does not put them out of the competition. They put out the Juggernauts, they put out the finalists of last season, so they clearly have shown they have what it takes to be in the final. And Velocity, they are on the way there as well. They could be yet again champions of Season 2. And they've got a pretty great path to it. Just one obstacle on the way, and it's Team EXO. And if EXO beat them, this is going to be a really interesting season because both of the finalists would be out at that point. And last time, if you remember, this was a stage where Velocity were beaten by Global. They came down to the lower brackets. They faced Force 1, and they went back to the finals again. And that's pretty much shaping out to be the same thing. Now, Force 1 is waiting to face Reckoning. And if they Reckoning or Enigma, if they face them and they go further, it's probably going to be another Velocity versus Force 1 match again if Velocity loses up top. So there's a lot of variables in this bracket. There's so much that could come and go. Any team could move in anywhere, but right now it's just about one team who's going to move out of this competition, and it's going to be either Reckoning or Enigma. But, I want to talk about composition on Bind. Compositions are really important, and it's something that we have seen change over the course of time on Bind. We used to see a double controller, double initiator, a single duelist, and then we had Sage being thrown into the mix by a couple of teams. We see Enigma do it. Hiccup plays the Sage a couple of times, unless he's playing the Raze on it, which he loves. And, we on the side of Reckoning, Bondef, he's a staple on the Raze on this map, and JN kind of moves in and out. He sometimes has played Sage, I believe, but he sticks to that Jet, and they have the double duelist, situation that comes in. Now, based on, those kind of compositions, what do you think we might be able to see today?
I think we might just see a double controller from the side of Team Enigma. There is a good chance that might happen. Or they could throw strategy out of the window and then pick up duelists all across the board. They just play in a very, very carefree fashion. That could also happen. We saw that happen against Global Esports. Wait, was it against Global Esports or was it against some other team?
It was Global Esports.
It was Global Esports, right?
The four duelists. Yeah. And the one guy who was supposed to play the duelist was playing the Viper. It was Raw Fuel.
Yeah, so they're just like, you know what, let's just have fun. It's Global Esports, probably the toughest team in the competition, and we don't even have a proper lineup. Let's just try and have fun. And guess what? They ended up having way more fun than they thought they would. They ended up eliminating one of the tournament favorites. So at this point, I don't know what Enigma has in store for us. But honestly, I don't want to find out just yet. I have a little bit of patience in me, but I won't keep you guys waiting for too long. We'll be back with the Aiden selection and the game after a short word from our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, South Asia Valorant players, I'm Sean Garris.
It's Kusta.
And Michael from Genji Valorant here with some really exciting news.
We have teamed up with LG Ultragear and the Esports Club for Season 2 of the Gauntlet.
The winner of Tec Gauntlet Season 2 will receive an exclusive one-on-one mentoring session with our Valorant team to help identify areas of improvement in their game to prepare for a higher level of gameplay.
In addition to that, we're going to be reacting to some of the top plays throughout this competition. Guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so make sure you don't miss out on this. Good luck to everyone competing from everyone here at Genji Valorant.
Hey guys, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. It's Reckoning versus Enigma, ladies and gentlemen. The maps are set. Before we head into the game, let's just take a look at which battlegrounds we'll be playing on. I mean, we've already seen it if you guys have been here for the last few minutes, but if you're just tuning in right now, you came in at the right time. We're going to be starting with Bind, then we move on to Ascent, and last but not the least, we will be going on to Split. Now, all these maps are more or less sluggish maps. They can be a very aim-intensive game, but then, I don't know, you could have a decent bit of strategy going into it as well, right? There is a lot of outplay potential. There is a lot of outbraining potential, but then there is always a chance that these teams just decide to duke it out, a 5 versus 5 battle, and just boil down to trades. Without further ado, let's just see what these guys are going to be up to. Well, Reckoning are already prepared with their lineup. 2 duelists, 1 sentinel, 1 initiator, 1 controller. A very standard lineup for Bind, nothing too out of the ordinary, nothing to write home about. But then both the duelists don't have flashes. They are mobile agents. They have a lot of movement. You have the dash on the jet and the satchels on race. So it kind of indicates that Reckoning are playing a very quick, very fast playstyle.
Yeah, they most certainly are. We've got 2 duelists against 2. It's both the jet and the rays. They're not messing around this one. It's pretty much what you would see, in any other game. So we just have 2. This is going to be interesting now. Now we have 2 controllers on Enigma. High on left, looking to lock in that Brimstone. And God Vexy, he should be going for that Sova, I believe. We know how good he is at it.
Choose your agent.
Completely change up like last time in the last second. Nope, not going to happen. God Vexy. No funny business today, he says, and he's going to lock in that Sova. High on life, is going to take in that Brimstone, as we have a dual controller set up. Sentinel on one end, that's going to be Trist, and he is pretty much what we know to play that Killjoy. He lives and breathes with that agent. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because backstabs on Bind, you know, they are possible, like you said, not as much on Ascent and Split. But that's the thing. If Trist is holding down the Killjoy, backstabs are going to be a little more difficult for Enigma because we know they love to push, you know, especially that B-long position where we see, you know, Rawfield sometimes go with the operator or Hika just goes on to support him. God Vexy's always there as well, sometimes with the recon and, you know, the Owl drone. Enigma love that B-long side, taking control of it and then asserting Hookah. And they did a pretty good job. But now that Trist is there, it could be difficult with that, you know, the Killjoy turret and the utility available that, you know, could put a stop to their backtracks.
Could be. But without further ado, we'll be jumping into the game. Take a look at the faces of your favorite players, ladies and gentlemen. You probably will see a lot of emotions on their faces. But we might also see a lot of carnage in the game. We have Team Reckoning starting on the defense side, and of course Enigma on attack. Now, here's the thing. Enigma have no sentinels. They have an initiator in the form of God Vexy, 2 controllers in the form of Ezzy and High on Life, and 2 duelists. No sentinels available on them, so they're probably going to have to make God Vexy do a lot of heavy lifting in terms of information finding.
Yeah, that is going to be important. God Vexy really needs to make sure that he gets value out of his Sova utility. It is one controller, one initiator on both sides. Usually we would see a Sky also in the mix, but there is no flashers on either side today. So thankfully, I've had to keep my sunglasses in my cupboard.
Yeah, that's the right place to keep them, Universe. It is winter already. You won't be needing them anymore.
Yeah, you have some sunny days, you know. We are in a map full of deserted areas. You can look at it. So bright, sunny, not, you know, warm. Let's see if it's warm for Enigma when they're attacking and they bring in the firepower. We've got Reckoning on the defense and the A side already attracting a lot of tension.
So, utility baited out from the side of Team Reckoning. They've already used up the nades and one of the shock darts. Even the recon dart, so they have barely anything left now. One poison cloud limited by Ezzy towards U-Halls on A, but that's not where they're supposed to go. They're looking to burst into the B side. Both the jets right across the screen from each other. Hika will probably, you know, jump in from Hookah, and the other ones, they double peek him from long. Good trades for now. Reckoning not able to hold on. UN just able to hold on to Hookah by himself. Gets 2 kills, but he needs backup, and he needs it now. Bondev helps him to arrive. He's taking a little bit of damage down. He must have revealed his position, but he's still going strong. Reloaded the worst possible time. And now you have Trist in a 1v2. At least he's got a trusty turret with him that should stop them from peeking this side. And turret can be super annoying in the pistol round.
30 seconds left.
With this position known, they try to jump. Yeah, and the smoke actually lets them cross. Trist, he's now trying to chase them down, but they can always just turn around and fight him, you know? Double peek and fight him. That's not gonna happen though. Trist, he does get it. High on life, 60 HP, he just needs to collect 1 burst and it should be done, but this man is not stopping. 1v2 clutch for Trist. And plenty of bad manners. Okay, Trist, we get it. We get it. Stop it, son.
Early on in the game, we've got it on, ladies and gentlemen. Reckoning, they want to hit it, and they want to hit it hard. It's like, you know, this is, I think, one thing that we really need to consider when there's a situation like this, when you know there's a player right behind you, you know everything's pretty much out in the open, obvious, right? I think the decision of trying to face off Trist coming on one-on-one was probably a mistake for Ezzy because it's a pistol round. It could go either way. He has a classic, you have a ghost, and his triple burst, well, quite honestly, is stronger than the ghost at some time, most of the times, right? And one-on-one, it gets difficult. But in the pistol on the 2-on-1, the opponent who's alone can really have no chance of winning because the trade always comes in. Unless he has, you know, a spray-down weapon like a Frenzy or something. That's the case.
Yeah.
Still, Enigma, they've given away a round, but that's okay. They can still make up for it because the force comes in over here, Chris. This should be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, but what good is the force if you just keep getting damage with a Marshal 2 through the smoke like that? So that could be disastrous. You win 3 people, all of them trying to move out of U-Halls, and of course the low health raw fuel will not be able to stop them. He was the only one over here too, so no trading potential available for Enigma either, and JN just keeps on popping off. They've lost their controller now, which means no safe lines of sight for them. Hika does bring it back, but he's taken too much damage in the process, and I don't think he's going to be able to get control of few halls. Everyone dies when they try to walk in. Godvexy, the only one left. Dinks all throughout, but can he pull this one off? The recon dot will reveal High on Life's position. He recovers the spike. He knows one player is positioned. Where's the other one? I don't think he knows. He can win the fight against Panzer, but hey, let's be honest. This 1v1, even if he does win it, they're just giving up more opportunities for Godvexy, and he's scared he's going to get beat from behind. He doesn't know that Yuan is not in a position at all to help him out, but that's completely okay. Panzer can bring it back.
Yeah, unfortunately, having too much awareness is also a thing. Expecting somebody to come. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just like, you know that there's 3 different angles. He doesn't have information. You know, at times like that, I think, you know, it's just about the gut. You know, just go for it. Just take on that 1v1 fight. See what happens, I think. Because at that point, in 2v1, when you're forced in, it's pretty much you got nothing to lose because you have forced in, right?
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. I mean, Enigma don't double peek in the first round, and this time Reckoning don't double peek. Both of them making a little bit of errors. Yeah. So, this could be big. But Triss and his judge. Guess who's big over here? It's this guy. Moving down everybody.
On Life does get a trade as he now towards Showers. Could find one. Bondev exchanges a couple of bullets, but into the blank space of the walls behind each other. On Life. He's got Godvexy to support, but look at where JN is sitting.
He's been discovered though, so this backstab is not a secret anymore. They need to keep this in mind. That's why they've got the spike carrier just looking out for JN and just keeping an eye on when he's going to come back while he's trying to put down the smokes for his team to go forward. Time's running out. They need to make a move.
Yeah. The position of JN also puts pressure on them because they always got to keep eye on their backs, and usually you have a sentinel do it for you, like Killjoy, but they don't have it. The luxury is gone. It's just gonna have to be a person themselves, and that person also is gone. JN picks up a free upgrade of sorts, and the Sheriff as well, so he's gonna be playing on that bonus for as long as he possibly can, and the rest of Reckoning as well, as now the first buy for Enigma comes in. They could have probably made it a little bit more expensive for the side of Reckoning, but it did not happen, so just gonna have to go with the feels of it. And I still feel that even though Enigma have a full buy coming in, Reckoning don't really, you know, are going to be shying away from a fight because they will play on this bonus. They've got already 3 rounds in the bag, so they're going to go in all out because they even have economy to do it.
Yeah, they do. These exchange across bathrooms, but the trades might just go in the favor of Team Reckoning because they have 2 players positioned over here. On the other side, only Rafuel alone. Walk up, and the timing.
There it is.
So unfortunate. He looks towards the other side. At least able to flick back to JN. That was a very quick flick. Wasn't supposed to get that one, but hey, a trade is a trade. And in a 4v4 situation, the situation does favor the attackers quite a bit. Panzer's been spotted out. Oh no, but Panzer has been revealed too. Somehow Panzer doesn't check, and that's a mistake. And Godvexy keeps on punishing them even more. Things are starting to go horribly wrong for Reckoning over here as a bunch of failures happen and A site is lost.
Site is lost, and so is the last player. Enigma have put their foot down, and this is going to be round number 1 for them. And it's well, pretty much I think what Enigma would have wanted, pretty much what I think should have expected, but being on the bonus, I really thought there was going to be a difference, like the setup towards Showers could have maybe done something. A long-range Spectre dual win probably would have come in. There were a couple of dinks, but those Spectres in that range, all they can do is 78 damage, and that's just going to make you feel bad. But now they're not going to feel bad. They've got Vandals, they've got Phantoms, and they've got an Operator on JN. So we're going to see what RGE are going to be coming up with here. As Enigma, yet again, assert their push towards Showers.
Second time in a row they've done this. Fortunately, JN is not the only one present over here this time around. But even Enigma sending up 2 players, right? Last time they sent only Rafuel, this time there's more. Chris' position has been revealed, but they can't kill him just yet. Chris gets back. Hika somehow killed Bondev, even though Bondev was the one who was using the big bad showstoppers. So things start to go a little back and forth over here. Some funny business when it comes to utility, but Ezzy brings it right back. Lockdown destroyed by the orbital strike, so ultimates forced out by every team so far, and Fortunately, Heka still has his ultimate. But will he get to
no.
use it?
Last player
How?
standing.
How are they getting all these kills? The free showstopper. Not even the showstopper. That was a boombot kill.
Yeah.
Oh.
it was.
Spike planted.
But the spike plant has been eliminated. So many mistakes by these teams in every round so far. And it kind of seems like a clown fest at this point. No cap. Rezi, triple kill. Finally secures yet another round for his team. What is going on, Universe? Is it me?
I don't have it.
Who's losing his mind? Or are these teams actually making errors from both the sides?
They are. No, you're not losing your mind. I think these players are just a little bit unaware of their surroundings, you know, being open from a couple of different angles. Maybe Hika did not expect somebody to come in from the defender side spawn, but, you know, that's where he probably should expect somebody to come in because rotations from Bind usually coming from there. Coming on the backstab, yeah, fair enough. But,
Yeah, he still got a free kill with the boombot. Like, come
exactly.
on.
And Trist, I mean, he was really close to the boombot. You know, he heard it coming. He thought it would dissipate, but it just blew up literally an inch away from his face. So,
what's even funnier is that Bondev used his showstopper, but Hika killed him with the paint shell. And then he got another kill with the boombot. Like, he just keeps on getting free kills, and I don't know how that keeps on happening, how that's allowed. But this time, JN, he exacts revenge. No more free kills for the side of Team Enigma this time, and they've lost Rafuel, one of the stronger players of the team. They let them go into U-Haul, and Twist is at least able to take one down. These Sheriffs are paying off dividends. Cheap weapons, but the kills are very impactful. Hika finally brings it back, so A-side is still under control, but then they are yet to plant the spike, and then Pans is already on the backstab. He's still high on life. Oh, this is starting to become a little problematic now. Hika and Vexy are trapped. They're cornered like rats. The smoke does help them a little bit of cover, but then that doesn't mean that they are safe anymore. At least the backstab has been killed, so now they can go over towards the B side without having to worry. But Hika wants to force the issue against JN over here. And he doesn't join his teammate towards the B side. No. Got Vexy after taking the teleport. Somehow makes UN think that they're going towards B, but that is not the case. And he's been bamboozled. Now needs to come back towards the side. At least he has all the utility he needs, so at least he can deny the plant. And if he can deny the plant long enough, then he might just be able to clutch the round. 4 seconds left. If he can connect the final laser beam, then this might just stop the spike plant, but it's gone through anyway. Now his chances of winning start to dwindle.
Hika, he's got a good positioning. Yuven has an idea that he's here. And it's just about a couple of seconds. If Yuven finds his head, it's gonna be really problematic for God Vexy. But he sees him, and he's giving the call to his teammate. And it's gonna be a headshot coming in from Hika as the 4th of his round. And 3-3, toe-to-toe, whatever you want to call it, blow for blow, everything. Enigma's putting in the work, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna probably take this to a really close first half. 6-6, 7-5. Who knows? Unless there's a team that suddenly blows up with a confidence that we have not seen before, and it just goes 9-3 from this point on.
Yeah, and this is their first proper buy round too. Both the teams having an equal amount of weaponry. Enigma do have an edge though. They've got 4 ultimates, so this could be big for them. And 3 of those ultimates are damaging ultimates. One of them is really useful in post-plant. Let's see if they're able to use them to get the early advantage or not. Or whether they go for the dry peaks. Yes, they do. Hika dry peaks Bondev stops him from crossing over to the other side. JN missed the shot, and he can't even dash back to safety. Ezzy with a free kill. At least Panzer is able to make it work. Oh, how did Rafuel not kill him? This was big. Now the Hunter's Fury will boil him out of position, but he still takes down one more before he finally dies. Panzer, value for money right there. Value for life. He kills 3 people while being hunted down, and he brings it back. Very good usage of his gun by Panzer over there, just securing the advantage for his team. But now the B side is under control of Reckoning, and B side is under control of Enigma. Let's see how Reckoning plan to bring this back. No ultimates available on any one of them now.
Ultimates available, but they can have a recon Reckoning, which they are going to use to clear out the site. Most of it has been cleared out, so this should give them an idea as to somebody being towards B long, which is true. And the other player actually has rotated over towards Luka. High on life needs to find one, but he actually gets 2! He sprays them down. The manager comes up clutch, ladies and gentlemen. That is such a good hold by him. Godvex, he trusted him enough to at least find one kill there, but he found both, and he says, you don't need to worry, boy. I got you under control. I'm a manager for a reason. And this is exactly why he stepped in as a player as well. Enigma put up number 4, and RGE, yet again, on a eco. Or a semi-buy of sorts, if you want to give it a name of that.
Yeah, Judge coming out from Trist. And the Judge has paid off dividends for them before. I'm actually surprised how Panzer managed to stay alive for so long over there. But hey, as long as he's getting value for his life, I'm completely fine with that. Still, 3 ultimates available for the side of Enigma. Showstopper not used. Viper Spit not put in place.
Oh,
and of course, you don't need the Viper Spit when Izzy has sharp aim like that. Raw Fuel hasn't used his blade, so I'm probably saving it for the rainy day when he doesn't have money. But the people of Reckoning keep on getting picked off one by one, and JN is good for only one. So once again, the A side is back in control.
Last player standing.
Panzer eats a bullet
Spike
straight to
planted.
the face, and High on Life is going to give the same to Yevon. It's in the body rather than the face, but it's still around for Enigma. Go up by 5 now.
You notice how all these rounds have been super fast? Like, we are at a 3v3 or a 2v2, 1v2 or something of that sort. It's 30 seconds into the round.
Yeah,
like,
that
there's
is true.
frag fights that happen across the map right at the start. 2 people die on A shot, maybe 1 dies on hookah or something like that, and then we are back to a 2v2 with like more than 1 minute left to spare in the round. So this is one trend that I've been seeing across this entire match.
Yeah, that is true actually. Both these teams are going for aggressive peaks, and they're giving away lives. They're making mistakes, sort of tiny mistakes that, you know, like you said, boils it down to a 3v2, 3v3, 1v3, whatever it is, the number on both sides. Working out for Enigma so far. They've had the advantage, at least in the last 2 rounds, and now they might have it again in this round. Chris spots him out, and here comes Raw Fuel. Dashes in with the spike, rather. Gonna be a little careful. Godvex supporting him, and so does Raw Fuel. Raw Fuel gets his own kill, and it's gonna be 4 versus 3. And you can see the players of RG are already considering a save. They're nowhere near this site. And although there's one in the teleporter right now who could be walking out in the form of Bond F, he actually takes out High on Life, makes it a 3v3. Doable. Here comes the showstopper, Hicka. Trying to get some value, is not going to be able to, but he's given away his position, and that gets a kill for Bond F. Fuel needs to be the savior, but he's not going to be. JN takes him down, dashes in, and it's going to be Godvex to go down. 3v4 retake, completely and utterly beautiful from the side of RGE. They put up round number 4, and they say, we're going nowhere.
Yeah, and Bond gets the defuse too, which means his ultimate is ready now. Hiccup pulled out that showstopper that he's been saving for 2 rounds, hoping that it will discourage the players of Reckoning from going through. But by the time he used it, Bondev, who was near the hookah area, had already spotted out Hiccup, so he kind of killed him. And the moment Hiccup died over there, it kind of started to look a little bit better for the side of Team Reckoning. The Jet dashed in only as a bait. They were trading each other out really nicely towards the back of site. And as long as they're able to get the trades, 3 versus 4, 3 versus 5, the man advantage doesn't really count.
Gotcha.
Okay then, Panzer.
Okay.
Sure, buddy. Of course you get that kill. You've been getting free kills all day. And the funny part is, he always seems like he's at a disadvantage, but the moment he gets a shot, he makes it look so easy. He makes the other player look bad. That's the funny part. And unfortunately, JN has the bigger weapon over here, so Godvex can't win the duel. More damage to come through. It's already a 3v5, and Enigma haven't even seen the face of their enemies.
Yeah, that's really demeaning. Hicka's already down to 26 HP. He's the one who's leading on the server right now, and he's the one who can make a difference for Enigma. Is he? Alright, looking in the right direction, but spraying in the wrong pattern. It's gonna be Hicka to now be spotted out and probably be taken out as well. As 1 by 1, all of Enigma's players have fallen. And it's just down to High on Life and Hicka. JN pushing up towards Shower is gonna get value of information. Nobody's here. And Bondef, it's about time that he
30 seconds
and
left.
Panzer are gonna spot out and take out High on Life. This round is pretty much done and dusted. It's number 5 on the board for the side of Reckoning, as far as I believe. Looks of it. It's you know, the thing about it is, like you said, earlier in the round, it gets so chaotic. It's coming down to, like, you know, situations like this, 3v5, 2v5, and it just keeps getting, you know, lower and lower. But then they stretch out the rounds in the last couple of bits, and they take it to almost the last 20-30 seconds because the team with the lower number of players want to play it a little slow. They need to get the kills. Understandable. But, you know, sometimes it just gets a little bit too, you know, hold up play that I think in the last couple of minutes could only value more to the side of defenders than it does to the attackers.
It's just a very weird situation that Enigma found themselves in too. I mean, they got taken out without even seeing the face of their enemies. The only person who probably had a fair duel was Ezzy, and he didn't win that too. High on Life, Hiccup, both going in separate directions. Hiccup was basically trying to sell a fake, but Reckoning don't need to buy it. They can have players positioned towards both the sides. They don't need to rotate, so Hiccups fake was never going to be sold anyway. JN, though, he doesn't sell anything. He just sells that. Grim Reaper himself picks up a kill towards long, falls back to safety. He was opting towards bathroom last time, so maybe Enigma thought that he's going to be in the same position again, but him changing up his place, it kind of throws off Enigma more than they are already. And Rawfield's been having a terrible day so far. He's 4 for 11 right now. Hika's doing most of the heavy lifting for his team. He's sitting at 14 frags. Another one this time. Like, it's so annoying for Enigma, right? They first saw JN towards B long, and now he's on A side already. Like, no matter where they go, they find this annoying operator, and now you look at JN. He's already trying to fall back towards B. Probably will stay here because he can predict Enigma to come through over here. Hika, the first one to fly inside, walks into Twist's process. Easy setup on the side of Team Reckoning. Nothing happening for Enigma. Panzer dying was just like a consolation frag.
Last round in the half.
There was no way Reckoning fall to that push. And now they've got all 5 ultimates ready in the last round of the half. This is going to be a very explosive round.
One thing that I didn't really contemplate is the fact that Enigma actually have had a bye in all of the last 3 rounds that they've lost.
Yeah, that's what max loss bonus gets you.
Yeah.
You can buy everything you need, but you don't have something or the other. Like, you're gonna be missing like 1 nano swarm grenade or maybe like a shock dart. You'll only probably have 1 cloud burst or something like that. It's quality of life, not present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They know where he is now. Good way
They're
to count
ready.
them.
Look at this. High on Life just waiting to put down that orbital strike. But Panzer has already found raw fuel yet again, if I may add. JN needs to be careful about the angle close to him. He's looking down. No, my God, this guy.
Spike down A.
What a flick and a half by him. JN.
Ezzy hasn't used his Viper Spit at all in this entire first half.
Yeah, he hasn't. That's going to be a problem. Another spray down to the smoke that's going to damage a bit of the Enigma players. But Vexy and Nick actually find 2 kills. They come out. Twist finds 1 of his own with his turret. And Hika can probably easily take out his ultimate. He does, and he runs away with it as well. Really low on health, 18 HP, and here comes the party from Bondev, and I love it that High on Left just runs away. He knows that he's got no other option. He has to run away, but what he doesn't know is that Yuven's right here, waiting. Okay, Yuven.
Spike down.
Almost gave it away, but Trist is not going to give it away. Hiccup dies, and it's going to be 7-5. Pretty much a half that I think we expected.
Switching sides.
Gonna be close, but I didn't really realize that, you know, after winning that 5-2 half, 5-3 lead, that Enigma would actually give it away. I thought it would be ending up at least 7-5 in their favor. But hey, I love that Reckoning proved me wrong.
It's such a tragically comical round. First, you have Raw Fuel dying. Poor man's, he's sitting at 4 frags. Imagine being a Radiant, imagine being one of the highest fraggers in the entire tournament, but you're just having a bad day. It's okay, I think he can bounce back in the next game. It just takes a little bit of mental reset, but Raw Fuel's not been looking good. Hika, he's doing a lot of heavy lifting for his team, gets to U-Haul, destroy the lockdown as well, somehow survives it. But then everyone else dies in the most comical way. High on Life just yeets into the teleporter to avoid the showstopper. And then gets taken down by a very cheeky player on B side. So just all these tragedies for the side of Enigma, and they don't get anything. But of course, God makes he's in trouble right now. He's seeing a lot of players come towards him. Rawfield's been tagged down to very low HP, and Bondev finished him off.
That's so unfortunate. Raw Fuel having probably the worst game high on life. He just pushes through the smoke and, well, there's nothing much you can say about that. There are two players who are pretty low on the side of Reckoning,
Spike
Panzer
planted.
and JN, and if Ezzy can find those kills, he'd be the hero of this team. But they're waiting on Ezzy to do something. He finds one. There's nobody even checking him. Hika finds Bondev, and they just need one bullet on each other, JN and Hika. God Vexy, the only healthy one here, except for, okay, Hika gets a third. Given now, 100 HP on him. Hika, not really that healthy. The grenade is gonna stop him for a bit. No, it's not. He's gonna come out and he's gonna put a bullet right into his hip. That's all he needs. He's gonna be reckoning with the pistol on the second half as we go up 8-5 for the attackers.
Very close round indeed. I really thought Hika will be able to clutch it out, but
Yeah, me too.
there's not much that you can do. The fact that he was able to get 2 kills itself is pretty big, considering he was very low on health already. Rockfield decided in the most comical way. He was fighting up in Hookah from the
I feel
top
so
of the metal
bad for him.
containers, got dinked in the head down to 22 HP, but then he got taken down by the paint shells. Yeah, what can you do when you get taken down like that?
It's just a bad day, Rockfield. It's okay. Maybe it's a bad map. You know, he could have a pretty great map, but what if he, you know, I don't know, drops a 30 bomb on the Sin? You never know. Right?
Could be
Yeah, well, we'll
possible.
see. For now, though, we've got, again, the push up onto B from the side of Reckoning. JN dashes in. He's got the Spectre in his hands. And Raw Fuel, good positioning, but not for too long. Pops out of his little cubby, and Bondev blows him to hell. God Vexy, when you've got so many players in front of you like that, there's nothing you can do, my friend. High on life, probably going to be the only value in this round in terms of getting a kill for his team. But yeah, in Hika, you are on 18 kills, my friend, but I don't think you're going to make it a 19 this round. Okay, never mind. Sorry, forgive me.
Watch your
Forgive
mouth.
me.
Watch your
Forgive
mouth,
me,
man.
Hika. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, yo. I know. I love that Singularity Sheriff. And it sings a tune that I honestly love. Is he going to sing more, though, for this guy? It could be if Bondev decides to peek in from elbow and Hika wants to go back. But he's careful about his backstab. Gonna find a shot coming in. Bondev can't really stick around there for too long. As soon as that spike ticks down, he's looking at it. He chooses to go otherwise. 5 HP. Lucky to be alive, Bondev, I feel. If he had gone up against Hika, I think he would have lost his life.
Lucky, you say? Dude, you've been cursing them all night long.
Hey, I
say
mean,
he's not gonna get his 19th, and boom, one tap.
I mean, it's a good thing for him, right? It's a good thing for him. He'd
for
be
him,
happy
but-
about it.
Yeah, of course he's gonna be happy about it, but
So am I. I love being proved wrong when there's situations like this. You know, when they say it's a 1v4
God,
clutch, yeah, not gonna happen. And then suddenly out of nowhere, he gets 3 kills in a row. I'm like, oh my god, I love it. Like, you know. he
Imagine
proves
if
me
that
wrong.
worked in real life.
I mean.
Oh my god, I'm not
You know,
gonna
I
be
go to
able to...
I go to get a burger and, you know, they say, yo, your lucky day, you get 3.
Right here.
But right now, Raw Fuel, if he went to somewhere to get a burger, I think they're gonna say, sorry, we're out of it.
I
Poor guy,
mean,
not having a great day.
your thinking scale is a little too small. Thought of free burgers, I was gonna say, oh my god, I wish I don't get $1 million today, and boom, I get it.
I'm happy with food, okay? $1 million are okay. I'm sorry.
Should have known that.
I wanna
But guess who's hungry right now? It's Ezzy. He pushed up all the way from bathroom towards A shot. He spots nobody. At this point, Team Reckoning Team Enigma know for a fact that this is gonna be a B hit, but Ezzy's position could be of very crucial importance over here. If he can get the kill onto Twist, it will be great, but he's been caught out. At least gets 1 before he falls back to safety. And with this advantage, he's gonna fall back happily, nice and safe. He knows exactly where Team Reckoning are headed. He's got the information too. And there's not too much time available for the side of Team Reckoning. 45 seconds, they need to make a move.
See, 16 HP, 1 bullet in just thrown out in thin air could take him out, but he's got Hika to support. But Hika's gone, ladies and gentlemen. Ezzy, really tough spot, and he's gonna be taken out
30
of it.
seconds left.
An upgrade for JN, and this easily could be a bonus round victory for the side of RGE. 4 versus 3 retake now, Cribs, and Enigma are in a really tight spot.
Duel being challenged, but this is taking too long. He needs to finish this up and go towards the other side, but UN still wins those. 3v2.
1 enemy
Oh my
remaining.
god. Turn it into a 4v0. Right then and there. really cool round for the side of Team Reckoning. I thought that Enigma would have it in the back the moment as he was able to get all that early information. And he even got a kill and fell back, so they had the advantage, but somehow after that they just failed to follow up. They knew exactly what's going to happen, they knew where their enemies are headed, but still, nothing to stop them.
Yeah,
And you can't even blame them, right? I mean, take a look at the scoreboard right now. Just one player on the side of Team Enigma who's on double digits. Everyone else on singles. Whereas for the side of Team Reckoning, almost everyone's lifting their weight. Panzer and Triss tied up in terms of the score. Jane on 13.
Yeah,
but
they're
on the side of
having a
Enigma,
great time.
Yeah, on the side of Enigma, only Hika's playing.
Ouch.
See, ego peeking like that. Got triple peaked. No chance of winning.
The best part about the last round was also about the fact that 4 players came in alive and all 4 got an upgrade. So economy is off the charts right now for the side of RGE. Rawfield dashing away for his life. JN looking for another, is not going to be able to get it, but does damage the player, which Panzer is going to happily clean away. Rawfield, this is not his day. I really feel so bad for him. It's just not working out. He could have probably gotten that kill on the high rise, you know, but the Spectre, not always that reliable. And now the 11th comes in, and in this entire half, it's not been a single round that's gone in the favor of Enigma. And pretty much in about 2 minutes, we could be seeing match point for RGE.
This does look to be a very dominating map now, doesn't it? Reckoning Esports have everything they need to work with. They've got 8,000 bucks on 2 of their players, almost on the $9,000 mark. Rawfield, very, very risky and bold approach, but it works. And finally, Lady Luck does sing in his favor a little bit, but let's see if he can convert this into an advantage. And this has happened before, right? Ezzy has been able to get an advantage for his team in the previous round, but Enigma did not capitalize on it. I just hope history doesn't repeat itself. Orbital strike. Ezzy has no chance of surviving. He basically gave up. Another one? Alright then, please exchange the orbital strikes. Go ahead. Show off the amount of ultimates you have. Hika still has his showstopper, so that's good. They can probably use it. Enigma need to use it.
Have, yeah, he had to. But Enigma have the man advantage, so that's something they can work with still. And Rawfield's actually gained a lot of ground. Look at him. He's pushed up towards short, and he's going to give all of this information to his team. And look at that. The rotation's already made its way towards B, and now it's going to be a clean 3v3 fight on this B side of Bind for the 17th round. Trist leading the charge. He's got all of his utility, but not to forget, Hika's got a showstopper, so that could be a big problem. But Trist takes down Godvexy, and Hika still around the corner, still fragging out for his team. But Juven's gonna trade back in the form of High on Life. 2v2. One ultimate each available on each side, but Rawfield's gonna find this kill. Easy peasy. Make the second as well. Start of the round. And Rawfield's woken up at probably the most important time for his team.
And Hika saves his ultimate. I thought he would use it right then and there to get them the round, but yeah, he holds on to it. And now they can make it work. Rawfield started off the round with a great frag pushing out, dash back to safety, and then he upgraded to a Phantom and caught the Brimstone with his pants down while he was trying to go for the plant.
Yeah.
But still, the frag disparity on the server is really damn high, at least on the side of Team Enigma. If you've got Hika on 20 frags, High on Life just got to 10. Whereas for the side of Reckoning, almost everyone's on an equal footing. 16, 16, 15. And Ezzy finally uses his Viper Spit. After what seems like an eternity. This is the first time he's used his Viper Spit. He did not use it a single time in the first half. But now someone's going to be playing dodgeball. Hickox tried to bait his teammate, got Vexy, but did get nothing done. High on Life once again. He just never has a good day, does he? Able to walk out of the smoke and still Ego win against Bondev. That's good, but the trades always go in the favor of Panzer. As he's been coming in from the same position, but there's too much utility. The moment he takes his Toxin Screen down, he can at least get a line of sight onto Panzer, but now he's given away a sound cue.
Has he? Yeah, he has, I think. No, he actually hadn't. As he got one kill, but that's all he was going to find. Two more players caught off guard with the snake bite in his hands, trying to gain some ground with his utility, but was not going to be the case. 12-6, RGE, match point, ladies and gentlemen. And Crips, it's a question that I always ask. It's a question that I will have to ask. Is this the end? Given the side of Enigma have a scrappy buy of sorts. You can look at it. Half armors on one Vandal, 2 judges, a Spectre. The only proper buy is for raw fuel, and I'm not quite sure that this is gonna be Enigma's win.
Okay, this could be big. He got so aggressive all the way deep inside enemy lines, but he finds nothing. Now, this should be a clear indication that Team Reckoning are heading towards the B-long area, but Rockfield is the only person who can make something, and he dodges the ultimate too, so they've got the man advantage now. This is the advantage that Team Enigma were looking for. They must not squander it. They have been given a lifeline. They must not lose it. Hold on to it with everything you've got, with an iron grip. Trish probably won't check the angle at the moment he starts going in there. As he's holding an off angle of sorts, out in the open, not sticking to any walls, wins the duel even with the worst weapon. And now he's got the big guns. Nice dink. This will encourage him to peek again. And there's your answer, Universe. It's not the end of the road just yet.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. I love watching a comeback happen, and a great comeback. Well, who better than to expect it from than Enigma? We've seen them pull off one of the biggest comebacks that we've seen. And honestly, I'd expect nothing less from them. And even though Batman isn't on the lineup, I still think that this is a team that has a lot more potential in them. They could possibly mount up something. They could get a comeback happening. 12-7 now. A buy on both ends, so this is going to be a little bit more interesting than the previous round. As Reckoning, they're going to be a little bit more careful about the way they approach this. And you can see that by them walking towards B-long. Haven't even gotten anywhere near it.
Rather slow round for the side of Reckoning, but they don't want to take any chances. If they lose this round, they probably won't have too much money, and this could be Enigma's cue back into the game, so they will take no risk. They'll play very patiently, very safely, and then just try to win this one out, no matter the pace. JN had to dash away to dodge that Hunter's Fury, but all this information going in the favor of Enigma, I don't know if they will be able to make good use of it. They were stacking the B site up until now, but now they're moving towards A, which is actually the right call, and they should. Because Ezzy needs help. There's 2 people about to face him right now. And more of them to come through from a shot. If this position goes revealed... Oh no, he's been... GG. There's no way he can shoot back either. There was a poison cloud in his way. And he could not capitalize on that one-way smoke. And everyone's dying for the side of Team Enigma. What on earth is going to happen now? The Molotov's a bit late. Can't deny the spike plant. Does it deny anything?
Wait.
Yeah, a little bit of...
Oh.
Yeah, just... irrelevant at this point. Nice lineup, but not of much use, and JN is just ego peeking everyone. Trish doesn't even care.
Attackers win.
Go at it. Finish it off. Team Reckoning looking really solid right now. And I can't point a finger as to what led to their victory, right? Both these teams had their fair share of errors. It just seems like Reckoning were better at bouncing back from their mistakes. That's the only thing that I can point out to actually, give a win condition to them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Enigma is that, they tried. I don't really understand. Like you said, both the teams made their mistakes, but Reckoning, I think, had a much better capitalization on Enigma's mistakes than Enigma did of Reckoning's mistakes. It was teeny tiny bits of, economical damage that I think worked in their favor sometimes. Most of the times it was just, eco frags that came in, that from the side of Reckoning. Let's have a look at the match highlights and continue speaking about all of this as, a 13-7 victory against Enigma on Bind is something that we should really be considering into a factor that Reckoning could be well on their way to win this one as a 2-0. But
exactly.
Again, we can't really count Enigma out of this just yet. They lost to Global Esports in a really fashionable way on Bind when they played against them in the first map, but then the way they came back on the next 2 maps of Breeze and Ascent was absolutely crazy. And not to forget, we are going to Ascent, so...
Once again, it's going to be even ground for all these teams. Ascent is that kind of map which doesn't have too much strategic outplay potential, but the trades can be of great importance over here, and the timing too. You have a really nice recon dart through the smoke at the best possible time, and you will be able to get some kills, but here are some free kills, which I have no idea how they went in the favor of Ezzy. Like, he spotted out Panzer. He was supposed to get that kill, but then he got spotted. He got revealed, and Panzer still didn't check him. So those were a couple of mistakes coming out from the side of Reckoning. But then you have rounds like these when Ezzy is getting away with murder, Hika's winning all these frag duels with his boombot of all things. And this was also one of the rounds where he was able to kill the opponent Raze with a pain shell while she had a showstopper. So, yeah, a lot of unorthodox stuff went down in round number 4, which honestly made me lose my mind and it made me think I was crazy. But then after that, the mistakes from the side of Team Enigma did not stop. Especially over here. Like, take a look at this multi-kill from Panzer. You will feel that this is a very stylish frag highlight. You will feel that this guy is a really nutty aimer. But what's honestly just happening is that Enigma are making way too many mistakes and Panzer's being given so much freedom.
Yeah,
like,
it
there's
actually
an ultimate coming towards him. You know he's going to peek at, but somehow you're not prepared for it. So that's basically how the round went down. And I have no words because Enigma had the information, but they still didn't use it.
Yep. They had a lot of information. They could have done a lot more different things. And one of them could have been to try and find more value in terms of kills. You can see it. There's just a one-man force happening on the side of Enigma, and it is Hika with 20 kills. And on the other side of things, you've got 20 on JN, 18 on Panzer, and 19 on Trist, Bondef with 13, and Juven with 10. But all of them, you know, even though Bondef and Juven didn't really, have that many kills, they had impact. Juven was there on the B side when required for some time. So when, we saw that kill into High on Life and he came to plan in, if he hadn't got that kill, that plan would have gone down. Who knows how the round would have gone, right? So it's the impact that these players had on their victory that allowed them to be a lot more influential than just having kills. But on the side of Enigma, they needed kills to be influential. That's what the name of the game for them was, because they couldn't get any. They were losing out their duels in a really, silly fashion, I feel, because there were times where they went in straight for these, that ego piece, like we saw God Vexy with that Guardian on B-Long. No information, no reliance upon your, your teammates. It was just a blatant out and out, wide out peaks from your team. Kind of caused a little bit of a, disruption in their entire system. But is that going to happen on Ascent Crypts? I mean, it looks likely, but I'm not sure.
Either way, we'll have to find out, ladies and gentlemen. But before we jump into Ascent, we're going to take a short break so that you can go and refresh your snacks, maybe get some cool Red Bull cans as well by scanning that QR code. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with map number 2 in just a little bit. You guys are watching LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radio.
Hey South Asia Valorant players, I'm Sean Garris.
It's Kusta.
And Michael from Genji Valorant here with some really exciting news.
We have teamed up with LG Ultragear and the Esports Club for Season 2 of the Gauntlet.
The winner of Tec Gauntlet Season 2 will receive an exclusive one-on-one mentoring session with our Valorant team to help identify areas of improvement in their game to prepare for a higher level of gameplay.
In addition to that, we're going to be reacting to some of the top plays throughout this competition. Guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so make sure you don't miss out on this. Good luck to everyone competing from everyone here at Genji Valorant.
Hey guys, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. It was a comical game, rather funny sometimes tragical too if you consider Rafuel's POV, but we have Enigma versus Reckoning on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Reckoning already won Bind pretty convincingly, and this was Enigma's map pick. So I don't know what's going to happen on Ascent. We going into their own home turf, Enigma starting on defense. And Reckoning have all the advantage in the world. They have the pacing to themselves. They are able to capitalize on Enigma's mistakes, who sometimes feel like they are not communicating that well to themselves. There were certain visible chinks in their armor. Sometimes those chinks were like gapingly large, but hey, as long as Enigma, as long as they can plug in their holes, as long as they can just, cover the chinks in their armor and make amends, it should be fine. Reckoning, on the other hand, will try to force errors out of them, considering at Ascent, you can do that. And there are rounds when Enigma, they just die to Reckoning without even seeing their faces, right? Like a free kill by JN on top of those little boxes on top of A's side with the op. And then he goes all the way to its B long. Yeah, how will you expect him over there? You just saw him on the complete opposite end of the map. You don't expect him to reposition that quickly. And of course, getting picked through the smoke. If that was an Olympic sport, then Enigma will take all the medals.
Yeah, they got crazy, and Reckoning had an absolutely good game. Second half more so than the first was really, really impressive. But even in the first half, I feel, they were 5-3 down, and they put that back into 7-5. They didn't give them a single round in the first half after the 8th round, and until they made it onto 12. They didn't give a single round to Reckoning Enigma in the second half either. And now that we move into Ascent, that's Reckoning's pick. I hate to say it or think about the fact that Reckoning, I probably might have inserted the curse that we've been seeing for a couple of days now. That is, the opponent takes your home pick, you take their home pick. That's how it's been going. So that could happen. It could be the case, but hey, let's put that aside for now and let's concentrate on the map as we've got the agent selection coming in, ladies and gentlemen, and pretty much the same lineup for RGE, except for the fact that Bondev this time going for that Phoenix and Panzer with the Astra. And on the other side of things, we've got Rafuel on the Sova this time as he's taking on the Jet. Okay, Enigma switching it up. Yet again, they've taken up the different roles that they did, a map which they did have success on, by the way, against Global Esports with these same agent picks. We're going to see how that turns out to be. Enigma, they have to be careful about the way they play against this side. They've been really good Reckoning on Ascent, and that's exactly why they've chosen it. A ground zero, you would say it, but it's something that they would call their home map. We're going to see how exactly it turns out. Hiccup with the Rays. He's going to be going yet again for his comfort agent. God Vixie, he's going to go in for the third duelist. And okay, guys, we're switching it up. All right, no. There's going to be no Sentinel. And Enigma are in another mood. They are in a mood for sure.
They're vibing.
They are vibing. I don't know what mood that is in. Whether they want to just completely go out and out, destroy the side of Reckoning with 3 duelists. If it's going to work out, it's a really long shot. The last time we see 3 duelists on any professional match, we didn't. We saw 4, and they got destroyed. So 3 is just as bad, I feel.
I think the reason why Rafuel has picked up the Sova this time around is because he wasn't feeling himself in Jet in the previous game. So he's like, nah, I'm not in the mood for the Dasher. I'll much rather take the bow and arrow. Thank you so much for the switch. And let's jump into the game, ladies and gentlemen. 3 duelists. Oh my god. Our observers better be ready. They need to keep their hands on the highlight button because we're gonna see way too many aggressive peaks.
Yep. We are gonna see a lot of them, and right now they are on the defense, so they have to play a little carefully here because if anything at all It's on the defense that Enigma need rounds right now, because on the attack it'll be easier for them having 3 duelists. But on the defense, no defensive qualities. But as soon as I say that, Ezzy's already found a kill, so remind me for right now. Enigma have an early lead, and okay! That grenade earned so much value, even though he's down low. He just blows up 2 people. 30 HP. Another grenade to play with. Throws it to gain some control. As RGE have no idea what hit him. And they're not going to know that God Vexi's already on the backstab.
Yeah, at this point, Hick is just trying to bait himself out. He's got 30 HP. He knows he's going to die. So he'll just probably try to get a cheeky kill. Or 2. And it does get it back. And he's making it expensive. The frag on high on life was not supposed to happen. But then, of course, you're getting double peek from your spawn side. And Enigma are not taking any prisoners. Hiccup threw that grenade from beyond the wall without getting spotted, and then he swings out wide to just spray them down wildly with the frenzy. And of course, the nade landed directly on top of them. They actually even stopped to fight him on top of the mini paint shells. You know, the one, the little mini ones that splash out after the first explosion. So yeah, Hiccup's like, thank you so much. You stepped into my trap. Now give me it back.
That's a good thing about being a Raze. You get 2 kills, you get that grenade back. Unless you don't use it. For now, Ezzy yet again going to the same position. Hiccup pushing up B. He's gonna get this frag pretty. Okay.
What?
Excuse me. Hello.
Huh?
I didn't even get a chance to say anything.
Bro, 1 second and 5 kills. We saw 1 person die on our screens. That was the Killjoy just outside of B, and we thought, okay, fine, that's just 1 casualty. They can still get value out of the Seiko. No, just denied straight up.
He just okay, fair enough. Okay, I guess. All right. RGE just blown to smithereens in a couple of milliseconds, if I must say.
Yeah, milliseconds. Let's see how they fed up this time around. Still a bonus round of sorts, but JN this time will return the favor. God Vexi tries to swing out wide, but Bondef hits a run and gun shot. Like, if I get hit like that, I'll be so mad. Molotov to make sure nobody plays in from the Nebula, but they've taken control of the site now.
If I get hit like that, I'm hitting Alt F4. I would.
Spike
Straight up.
planted.
Rawfield trying to find information. Tags down 1. But it's not going to gain him anything. He actually gets him a kill, but he's going to be traded out pretty easily. And this time it's for the side of RGE to get Enigma blown to the smithereens. They go in, they get run by kills. They just absolutely decimate the side. Ezzy had, I mean, that first kill though, they just peek out wide. Ezzy had a Vandal, but absolutely nothing he could do. And then poor, just Bondef swings out wide and blows out another head. And RGE with a couple
Yikes. Spike down A. Spike planted. Remaining. Last player standing.
Revealing area.
Well, I have to admit, that was a bit of a scuffle. I was scared. I thought I lost my internet. Nope. It's
Me
just
too.
Discord being Discord. It's classical problem.
Oh my god. I really thought that I messed up on my, my LAN cable got out or something, and then I just couldn't, like, oh my god. No, no.
Yeah, not now. Yeah, that panic set in, and yeah, we're sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but I think we are back on track now, and we'll be resuming with the game soon. Oh, and it's gonna be a good old B rush. Choo-choo train departing from station B. Destination, the site, or not. Maybe. Says Godvex is gonna get away as well, and Hikta is so good. Again, yet another round which ends in less than 5 seconds. How many more will we see these?
I don't know. I don't know. And it looks like they're just hit Enigma trying to switch up the heat, I think, and they're just going in for it straight up. No messing around. They want to take us to map number 3. Split could be on the cards if Enigma continue to play like this, but I'm not quite sure if that's gonna be the case, Crips. I mean, Reckoning, they had a couple of hard first few rounds, and they're yet again on the eco of sorts, so they need to be careful about the way they approach this first half because they're losing it right now.
Nice choke, doesn't get the door. He gets a kill though, and now a judge. Well, a lot more value extracted. Easy blunt for now. Man advantage secured. No counter ultimates available. JN's knives have been used up, almost. But they're jumping in. And Godvex is so brave. He spots out a lot of players, but of course JN's gonna follow him and execute him the moment he undismisses. Run away from Hector's ultimate, but he's lost in the smoke. People are trying to go ahead and knife him.
What
JN, at least he keeps his dignity. I mean, he kills him with a pistol, the burst of the classic, and not with a blade instead.
Oh my god, what just happened though? It was really so chaotic. Hika with this ultimate didn't really connect. A lot of utility being dumped out. The Astral, Astra's Cosmic Divide. Everything was committed into that round, and Enigma, well, they ended up losing it. And Reckoning, with that eco round of sorts, they actually won it out. They have a good bit of economy, and they've bought in Crips, and now they look a little bit more stronger. But what they don't know is that Ezzy still has an operator online. You need to be careful. And here's Hika actually pushing up. Could be caught off guard over here. That flash comes in. He's gonna be blind, but he takes down Bondef anyway. Here comes the Hunter's Fury from the opposite side. Godvexy pushing along with it. Could find value onto Trish, who's been caught off guard completely.
Spike down.
And
B.
Godvexy. Okay, the second one not so clean, but still clean enough to get a kill. JN finds a trade back. It's gonna be a 2v2 right now. High on life, still alive, but he hasn't really found even a single kill. And he's near the spike. He's come to help out his teammate. They need to hold on tight. It's gonna get a lot more difficult right now. JN on the other side of this wall along with his teammate.
They need to swing now. If they do swing, they can probably catch Godvexy. No trading potential available because High on Life is not backing him up. This recon dot will reveal his position. He tries to fall back instead. Nope, that's a failure. High on Life still on the spike, and he's out in the open.
Here.
But he's gonna get double peaked for sure. If the Paranoia catches them both, no, it doesn't even catch a single person, and now they're both gonna swing wide. Easy peasy for the side of Team Reckoning. They won't let this go to a map 3. The way they're playing, it seems like they're out for blood, and they have this intense lust for violence.
Yeah, they clearly do. Another round for RGE, pretty much what they wanted. It could have gone really awry at one point. Godvexy, he should have actually. I really think I know that he was trying to hold on to that angle so that somebody would come out and peek him. But the thing about that is that recon is just gonna blow you up to bits because that box is, penetrable. They can spam you down. And even if he had not moved away from there and stuck near the box, that recon would have just given away his life anyway. So
exactly,
I think it's always advisable to break the recon and then fight in.
High on Life could have broken in for him. Then his sound cue would have baited them in, and they would have not checked that angle because of, the bias of information. Godvexy, though, can't get back to safety. And that's, once again, man advantage secured for Reckoning. They just keep on winning these worlds. Of course, this was an eco, so this was kind of expected. but maybe High on Life can get a stronger weapon. Maybe steal a Phantom. Bonded is dead just outside of the B, so he can probably move in to grab that weapon, but nah, he's got other problems headed his way. And they've found out his position too. The moment he switched, they knew exactly where he was. JN just toying around with this fool. Oh, all right then.
Okay. High on Life, another one. No, almost getting knifed there. All right, Twist. I know you're having fun with your bad manners, my friend, but look at that guy. His face is unfazed, dude. He doesn't even have a smile, that little spawn of Satan. He just wants to go in for the knife.
It's funny how JN first just jumped, dashed, showed his presence, hoping he would use up all his bullets, and then they both would rush him at the same time to go ahead and knife him, but that didn't happen. And I'm pretty sure that the person who actually did kill him will receive some very colorful words from Trist, saying like, "Why did you let me live him?" Da, 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 da.
Yeah, High on Life this time has to defend the A side all by himself. He's nowhere supported by anybody, blinded completely, and JN needs to find this kill, and he will. Panzer gets another gut as he goes down, and Ezzy through the smoke, and within 3 seconds, 4 players of Enigma fall down, and pretty much the story of every single round is repeated again, leaving Hika all alone to face off Juven if in case he decides to throw in a recon this way, or, you know, that comes in 30 seconds, but yeah, Hika's just stuck here at this point. There's nothing he can do. He hears the sound from Juven, been walking around, but and the spam as well, and now he's been spotted out.
Hey, at least everyone died in like 3 seconds this time, and not like 3 milliseconds.
Yo, that was a crazy round, dude. I have no idea what the hell happened there. It was like, we look at one guy, okay, you know what, we're settling in the round, okay? Okay, guys, we're getting ready. We're gonna see one kill, and then we're gonna see another, and then maybe we're gonna see a few trades. And then we saw, it's just snap like that, and it's all over.
And it was worse. It was a worse snap than Thanos' snap, right? Thanos eliminates half the people. This thing,
I mean, they
eliminates the
did
entire
half.
team.
They
Half on the server, yeah. Yeah, technically, but then the entire team gets eliminated. I mean, at least Thanos' snap was random. Like half the people randomly die across the world.
Enigma. They need to be a little bit more careful now. It looks like Raw Fuel's judge is going to be used in order to be careful. He's not having a great game in this one either. But look at Enigma's informational value, Crips. Panzer's holding down that angle, and their informational value has gone down a bit, except for the fact that Panzer's down to 5 HP. There's nothing more that they can do. High on Life, a pretty easy kill for them, obviously. 1 bullet from pretty much any weapon would have gotten that. And Raw Fuel still sitting in this angle. This time peeks out at the wrong moment. Gets completely deleted. Hika will get spotted out here. No, he doesn't actually. He can prove to be valuable. Will he though? Yes, he will. Gets a 2-man spray down. And it's still RZE on the advantage somehow. But they've caused enough damage, I think. Enigma, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Much better round than last time.
Spike planted.
What's funny is that JN just runs into me. He's not even walking or trying to be secretive. He's walking all the way up, and he was able to kill the people inside the defender spawn area without any problem. Nobody even looked in his direction. And of course, Raw Fuel was just super, super unfortunate. Not having a good day even now. The judge could have been very good, but the moment he peeked out, there's like 3 people at him. So what do you even do? And now JN with the anti-cross angle. Things are just starting to go down for Enigma, and they almost like it's just they're having a bad day. Like, look at the amount of kills that Enigma is getting for absolutely free. Panzer, on the verge of entering mid, is looking all the way towards the high mid area. He's looking upstairs. He's expecting Ezzy to push. It's almost like he knows Ezzy is gonna come there, and he's completely fine with it. What team in the world would be fine with giving away map control to their opponent for free? The answer is Team Reckoning, because they know that even if they give away map control, there's nothing that Enigma can do out of it. They will still get the kills. So it's really funny how Reckoning give up on some of these areas of the map, only to pick up kills in others.
Get out of my way!
It's very unorthodox, very weird.
You're dead!
It is, and here comes the ultimate. Run it back. Sprayed down by 3 people almost. Got Vexy finding a lot many kills that his team needs him to. Raw Fuel adds onto it, and RTE are being pushed back. and pushed back hard. Look at how Enigma are aggressing the situation. Bondef goes down as well. Juven finally going to be the first person to trade off from the side of the attackers. High on life. He wants that kill for himself as well. He wants to chime into the action. And he will. He gets the kill. And it's going to be the last man on the flank. And Ezzy's watching him as well. Beautiful route from Enigma.
So, all that these guys needed to do was
Last
just stay
round
alive
before
and
the
let
switch.
Twist come in for the backstab. That wouldn't have mattered because as he's checking that angle, it's almost like all these teams, all the players on either side is aware about each other's backstab. So nothing has been working out. Last time Panzer, he was able to kill Ezzy while he was behind them. This time Ezzy returns the favor by getting the kill onto Twist, and they're just cancelling each other out. This is probably the most fair match that we have seen up until now. The bind was a little bit of a whitewash, but this might just not be. And it's going to be close for sure. Take flight. 2 ultimates available. One of them is the Showstopper and Hicka. The repositioning on High on Life also available. Panzer has a Cosmic Divide. And if Twist is able to get the ultimate op, he should have it lockdown. Yep, that's exactly what they needed. Lockdown committed towards the beast side. They haven't used the Cosmic Divide yet, which means the people on the side of Enigma can still hunt them down. Of course, the Omen ultimate will be used to gather some information like some very expensive recon dot, but they've already got the advantage. And High on Life was just a good distraction. He made them look away for a second, which allowed the other players on the side of Team Enigma to get all the necessary frags. And someone might just get killed through the walls, but no! Here's the Showstopper right in the middle of them.
Okay, done.
Hicka and his ultimate have always been a matter of relic. And this time that he gets 2 out of them, pretty sure there's going to be a little bit of love in the chat for this man. 6-6 Enigma. As even as it gets, we start off yet again on the base. Square one, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be Enigma this time to try and attack. And they have the advantage, to be honest. They've got 3 duelists. And all 3 of them have been on a roll, to be honest. Ezzy, Godvexy, and Hicka. Especially Hicka and Godvexy. 14 and 12. And they've been pretty influential for this team. Hicka has been doing the job across the series so far. And he needs to continue doing it if Enigma want a chance to try and pull this out to a 3rd map and keep themselves alive in the Tec Gauntlet. They're moving in towards mid. A default push in. What we really expect from them, what we usually see from them. As they are trying to gain control of market. They know where Bondef is as well. JN's already found value. Panzer gets another easy. Dashes into his own death. Rawfuel's gonna be trading out. And although he's taken the control of Heaven, he's got Bondef to stop him to get any more. Okay, that Molotov might give him some heal, but it stopped his teammates from going past it.
That's okay. They've already cornered Team Enigma over here in this site. Like, they can go for the plant, but then there's no trading potential. Hicka is trying to go up all by himself. They will probably check him. Timing is going to be very important over here. And of course, there's going to be Twist to guard. Godvexy does get a kill, but can never go back to a safe position. He did not even have the dismiss in the first round, so there's no way he can use his abilities. And even if he did, he would have been trapped once again because they'll probably chase him. Oh, Reckoning, they've covered everything.
They most certainly have. Now we have Reckoning on the upper hand. They've got the full buy coming in. And Enigma have to be on the eco. They're forced to be on the eco. A couple of sheriffs, another frenzy. Maybe 1 or 2 kills for them at the max should be good enough. Maybe 2 would be ideal to try and drop a couple of weapons, but they need to make it happen. That's the question over here. Are they going to do it though? JN with the Marshal looking down towards B-Link. Might eat a couple of bullets in his body, but it's not going to. Hicka's really close by, and he almost died. But it's actually JN. I thought it was going to be Bondef to get that kill. But it's actually JN. Ezzy though. Oh my god, okay. He's crawled in. And Bondef needs somebody to cover his back. JN. Oh no, he's jumping up. He's jumping down. And Ezzy does not connect any shot. Paula comes in from short and covers him up. Triss comes in from B. And Enigma has done probably enough damage. Even though it's a 3v2 right now. And they have weapons to work with. It's just... What the hell just happened?
I don't know. I don't know. I've been casting for 4 years. I've been casting since before Valorant was released, since 90% of the games in this country was released. And I think at this point I can call myself a decent enough caster. I can predict what's going to happen, but what is going on. All my experience,
player
it's
standing.
betraying me because this game is making absolutely no sense. At least we get to see some stylish shots out of it, right? But that round, it gave me brain damage. Not even kidding. But hey, it was just an eco. They can still bounce back. Finally, a bonus-ish round of sorts for Reckoning. They still have Spectres. They can upgrade to Phantoms and Vandals. On the side of Enigma, we'll have all the proper weaponry. But 2 people will have to downgrade to like Light Shield, so that's fine. Honestly, at this point, anything can happen. We thought that both these teams will go into the game with a little bit of discipline. I said the word discipline before this game started. Well, that was a lie. There's no discipline at all. It's a lot of just doing things on the spot and making up for lack of something. Overcompensating sometimes. Finally, they execute once more, and Ezzy leading the charge, getting all the kills that he needs. There is a backup. Or a backstab once again in the form of JN. But of course you're going to predict it, aren't you? High on Life knows. He just knows everything. And it's just going to boil down to timing. If High on Life looks away for 1 second, this could be JN's opportunity.
Could be, but JN needs to be careful. He only has a frenzy to work with. No armor even. Bond F though. He's got that big bad Phantom. He makes it sing. Got Vexy's down. Time's ticking by. Oh no! JN! He finds High on Life completely uncharted. And another! And Hika goes down, and somehow, out of nowhere, the side of RT make this comeback. Retake happen.
And we predicted this, didn't we? I said that High on Life is gonna look away in the wrong direction at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And it happened! Like,
it happened.
It's just this gut feeling inside me, Universe. I don't know how to explain
I
it.
don't think that's gut feeling. I think it's that's, you know, the instincts of a good caster. You know, you said you're a decent caster, and I believe you. You are a good caster.
No. It's not even about that. It's not even about that. See, listen. There are some things that you can predict, and there are some things which you just have a gut feeling about. There's no way to explain it. There's no logic behind it. It just happens. And the retakes just keep on happening for the side of Team Reckoning. And if stuff like this keeps on continuing on, now I'm thinking, how on earth did Enigma win against Global? Like, they were looking so good, so polished. And all their random decisions seemed calculated at that time, but now it just seems like they're just doing it off their whim and fancy, and sometimes it works, sometimes it's not.
Oh my god!
No way. No
One
way,
enemy
JN. This is
remaining.
absolutely disrespectful. Even
Spike
Bond gets a
down
double of
mid.
his own. There's nothing that Enigma can do to fight back. How will you fight back when you can't even see your enemy, right? You can't shoot an enemy you can't see.
Get out of here!
Wow, so embarrassing.
Get out! No, RG, no JN. He just randomly sprays it down, and you know the worst part, where if you're looking at the screen really, really carefully, nobody even tried to dodge those bullets. I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, you just wait for it, okay? You just look at this. When JN goes back, all right, now that he moves back now, and he knows that there's players coming in raw fuel, and as soon as he starts spraying them down, they're just caught. Look at, they're not even running at it. I mean, I know that the bullets slow you down, but come on, man, jump up and down, try to dodge it out, do something.
Even the bullet slow doesn't happen that much anymore, right? After the new update, the stopping power has been reduced for all the weapons. But Ezzy still gonna run and gun, still gonna take away JN's life, and he doesn't stop the Lear blinds. Tristan is able to get another free kill. Ewan finally steps up, but now he's very scared. He's been revealed, and Hiccup blows him up. Finally, Enigma have a response, but no, do they? Bondef gets stopped. Good position to pop your run at bat, but in this 2 versus 4 situation, they can still win, and Rawfield's about to get caught off guard once again, but he turns around to get the kill on the Panzo. No! That was amazing. Enigma finally starting to hit their shots, finally starting to not get caught off guard. I really was scared. I thought Rawfield would get caught off guard, but he turns around and slaps Panzer in the face. Nice. They actually have a fight left in them. This game's got legs.
Yeah, it most certainly does. But I do want to point out one thing, Crips, and that is that this is exactly the point where Enigma actually turned it up against Global Esports. The score was 10-6. They won 10-7, and then after that, it was smooth sailing for them. It just went on and on and on, and Enigma was just completely crazy. JN, as quick as he is with the upper and dash away, God Vexy's aim is just as fast. Panzer not gonna find any value. God Vexy with the ultimate, too fast, too quick, too powerful. careful.
Spike planted.
Okay, Hika, alright. You two now, huh?
Everyone's just hitting shots through the smokes.
Everybody.
One enemy remaining.
Why do we even need vision in this game? Why don't we just put a bubble of smoke in front of everybody's faces?
I mean, we've seen ads like this, right? We've seen headphone ads, you know, when they tie up a blindfold on a pro player's eyes and they ask him to shoot down people through just his hearing. We've seen those ads, and this looks like a game like that now. Of course, you're going to be able to get some stylish strikes through the walls as well, as if getting kills through the smoke was not enough. He wasn't able to break that recon dart on time, and he got shot through the floor. So yeah, we really don't need line of sight in this game. You can shoot people through this, folks. Even the wall. Hell, get rid of the map geometry, man. Just fly up in the sky.
Why? I mean, I love it that this happens here, but when I, try to do it in my ranked games, try to spray down, I got four people jumping out of smoke in front of me.
Yeah. It has to be a lie, Unfortunate. Enigma. It seems like you were right. The comeback might just start right now. This could be Enigma versus Global Esports all over again. And of course, God Vexy's are going to get through this moment. Of course that's going to happen. Why am I even surprised at this moment?
Another one. Come on, Hika. Give it to him. No. Give it to us. Spray it down. Go on. Okay, he walks out. And this time he still gets it. God Vexy finds another on to heaven. And maybe that was again through the smoke, I believe. Right? Okay, finally. Thank you. Thank you. You've been for moving out of the smoke and killing somebody, because I think I've not seen that since the beginning of time.
Hey, but you know what? That one parallel you drew between Enigma versus Global Esports, it might just happen right now. Take a look at the money that Reckoning have. They do have enough money in this round. They have the AWP, they have the Vandal and Phantoms and whatnot, but they're starting to run out of cash. Enigma are building up a bank. They've got $6,000 on two of their teammates, 5,000 on the others. They have enough money for 3 rounds in a row now. But if Reckoning lose this one, then they're gonna be flat out broke, and Enigma will be at 10-10 with the economic advantage, which means they can win the map.
Indeed. Reckoning, you gotta be careful. Any mistake could cost you double digits for the opponent. That's not a good thing. That's really dicey situation. That's exactly where these players are going to be capitalizing. But JN, he says no. Takes that too. And Enigma Gaming have been broken down on the A side, and the spike is right in his vision. High on Life wants to pick it up, and he will without being detected. And JN is going to just call it out to his teammates, saying, somebody's picked it up, guys. Just be careful on the B site now. And Ewan's doing exactly that, but his jiggles are not going to work. But
no, he can't leave.
Will. Oh my god, that combo. The Astra and Killjoy combo. Just as good as it ever has been. Just as good as it ever will be. Panzer on his lonesome. Gonna find one. And he's done more than enough for his team to find the 11th round.
30 seconds left.
Enigma falling apart in a split second in front of JN's operator yet again. High on Life left to clutch it out. 1v3. The manager needs to step up, but it's not going to happen when Bondef is holding off an angle like that. Too much to check for him. Too much pressure. And Reckoning release him of it by putting up 11th on their scoreboard.
Well, at least they survived the death round, right? Now, if Reckoning lose, they don't have to worry too much. They still have a little bit money left, so that they can at least buy Phantoms, minus a little bit of utility here and there. They've even got 3 ultimates, and one of them is the Lockdown, and the other one is the Cosmic Divide. The perfect combination for a retake.
I know you love it. I know you love it.
It's my favorite combination. Killjoy and Astra. I mean, the Lockdown and Cosmic Divide combination, the 2 ultimates, are not just good for retakes, but then we already saw the combo get in action in this round. We saw how poor Rawfuel could not get out, even though he wanted to. He tried to run away from the nanoswarm, but the gravity well just sucked him inside to his death and burned him alive right there. We might just have a 5-man A-long rush. Leers go in as he jumps out. Hika to follow soon behind.
Nowhere to run!
Oh boy. There's a lockdown, and of course there's gonna be the Hunter's Fury deployed as well. It's gonna be destroyed, but Panzer's so good, he doesn't care. He gets hit with the Hunter's Fury once, but he will still be strong. A triple kill for him now. And Enigma's falling apart. They committed so much into this round.
They've given away the
Last
spike
player
as well. Look at where the spike is. And okay, another smoke through kill. Of course,
Yeah,
why
but
wouldn't be there?
This is justified. This is justified. At least the recon not revealed him. That's why
Yeah.
he died through the smoke, right? It wasn't like you just randomly shoot and kill.
Fair enough. I'm just so attracted to smoke kills
Match
now,
point.
you know? It's just so really nice to watch that yeah, even if it's a recon, it's just a kill, whatever it is for the smoke. But hey, Reckoning put up number 12 on the board now, and the 8 push that Enigma are planning completely blown apart to bits thanks to Panzer. The tank that we used to call him as is sticking by his name, and he's gonna be holding down the fort. I love that second kill. Look at that flick, dude. That second kill flick was just beautiful. He was down to 30 HP, but it didn't even care about his health. He just wanted to go in for the kill. And now again, Enigma.
Oh,
towards
they're
A.
all burning!
Not too much. They survive it. Almost.
But this is such a good combination.
I
Early
know.
hot hands followed by the gravity bell. Everyone's gonna die. And you have more kills as Hiccup blows up Bandit. That's the liberation of baseline successful. No. The moment they say liberation, Tristan JN, they imprison them once again, and Bondef won't even let them leave. Rofulas has rescued them, but it doubles up. What? I thought he would only be able to kill Trist, but a bonus frag for him, and now the other Soa steps up. It's Rofil versus UN. Soa versus Soa, and he gets stacked. He can get shot through the walls right now. No, he survives. No more. And the angle's favoring Rofil, rescuing his team when he needs the most. He wasn't looking too hot and bind, but this time he steps up when he's required, and he keeps them alive. I had my heart in my mouth right now, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was a really intense round. Went back and forth for both the teams. Rawfuel's 2K in the earlier stage of that plant was really important towards A short. Otherwise, I think Enigma would have probably had to concede. But hey, they've gone up ahead now to 10. So that's a good sign. And yet again, it's another A push, Crips. They're just going in for this. They're just, you know, pushing until they find success over here. But it's how long is it they're gonna find success is the question, because JN with that operator is just as potent as ever, and he's not afraid to take fights. Almost gets detected, going for the kill through the smoke yet again, and it's gonna be Juven and Panzer to add on 2 versus 4. God Vexy needs to be the hero, and now he's left all alone, and he's gone down too. It's gonna be Reckoning to move ahead to the lower bracket final. They have beaten Enigma and thrown them out of the competition, and this is the end for the boys in pink and black.
What a game, honestly. This was all over the place, let's be honest, and there were so many unorthodox things happening. All these teams, that's what happens when you have 5 people rushing other 5 people. It's a regular A-long rush. The kind of stuff you see in matchmaking. They do not even complement it with someone coming in from tree.
Absolutely.
And when 5 people fight each other at the same time, can you imagine the amount of trades that go down in less than a second? It's not even funny. It's disastrous to some extent.
Yeah, we're gonna just have
frozen.
to.
What?
Yeah, we're just gonna dive into the match highlights now, ladies and gentlemen, to see. It could have gone down to the wire. It could have been an overtime if the side of Enigma had probably, you know, something else in mind. But the A push, RGE just knew what was happening. They did their best and they moved ahead and they held it down. They held down the ground. The ultimate from Juven, the shotgun, everything just sang at the very right moment. And the opera was just perfect. They did everything right. They just, I mean, the first half was really competitive. Reckoning had given away a couple of rounds, but they brought it back to 6-6. And it was just, you know, again, ground zero from there. But then I love the way that they picked up the pace in the second half. JN going for just aggressive peaks. We saw Bond F also going in towards the A short. He was supporting his teammate. Towards B, it was a really hold down. They didn't really get that aggressive towards B, but it was just enough. Reckoning Esports did the bare minimum and sometimes a little extra, and almost most of it worked out for them.
Yeah, there were some of these rounds where Reckoning Esports was just relying on chaos to find the members of Team Enigma. Of course, at some point they found themselves in such a huge advantage that they went in for these disrespectful knife peeks and you know, attempts to just melee their opponents. And this is not the first time. They tried to knife Hika in the previous round. Now they tried to knife High on Life. We saw it like twice in a row. So Reckoning kept on doing stuff like this. But here's the difference. When Reckoning was on their attacking side, they were at least spreading out across the map. If they have 4 people present on B, one of them will come in from high mid. That was not the case for Team Enigma. If all people go towards A long, nobody will look.